Okay, I'm going to start my speech in three, two, one, go. Ladies and gentlemen, before we move on further into the points that I'm going to explain, first of all, I would like to a little bit more elaborate about what feminist movement is because I believe the opening government hasn't uh, fully explained it to us. First, what feminist movement actually want is equality for all human being. That's what feminist movement is actually really about. And I would like to restate how important or crucial the K-pop industry is in this modern era. It's not only about it does not only has not only that K-pop industry has given us a source of entertainment, but it also uh, has created a sense of what how Asian cultures should be represented or should be portrayed. Now, we believe that these K-pop artists we believe that these K-pop artists are often have to have their own rights to look like as if they're expressing themselves, look like as if they are having such a great time doing their work and so on and so forth. But actually, that is not the truth, ladies and gentlemen. These K-pop artists are not actually free to express themselves. We can take a look at the exam. We can take a look like from the very beginning, the product that they give us, their songs and their movies, they are not created purely out of their own will, purely out of their own imagination, and so on and so forth. But it's created to cater the needs of their fans. It is not based on what they want, it's based on what the market needs, what the market wants. And so, also they are not only that, they are also forced to look a certain way. I believe that the opening government has rambled on and on about how these uh, K-pop artists or idols are forced to look a certain way, how they have to be skinny, they have to have light skin and monolids or double eyelids or big eyes and blue eyes and so on and so forth. It's 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 no secret that every K-pop artists are supposed to look a certain way. And not only that, but they also can't even announce who they are dating. Like, if they can't even announce who they are dating currently, like it's as if they have to get the approval of their agency to say that they love someone. How is it that this K-pop industry is going to are going to support these artists' sexuality? Now, feminist movement is all about equality. So equality, movement is all about equality. So how are we going to support equality when in reality these K-pop artists are being oppressed, they are being molded into a certain symbol? How are we going to do that? Okay, you see, our model is that we want to make a petition to Blue House, South Korea. It's not like we are boycotting this artist, we don't want to buy their products and so on and so forth. What we want, people, is just for these artists to be able to express themselves. And how are we going to do that? We are going to make a petition, and we are going to go straight to the roots. We are going to go for their agencies, we are going to sue them, we are going to make sure that they pay for what they have done to this poor human being. And basically, what we want is that we want to demand human rights. Next, onto my points. I have 2 points here. The first one is about labor rights, and second of all, how you are supposed to look like a Korean, otherwise you will be overlooked. Okay, first of all, labor rights. We want to ask them to free this artist from working, let's say, 20 hours a day, ladies and gentlemen. We want to free these artists to break the cycle that these agencies have of overworking their artists, over overworking their artists. And not only that, we also want these artists to be freed from this cycle. And second of all, there's one thing that we need to point out, that in this K-pop industry, if you don't look Korean, or if you don't look a certain, if you don't fulfill the standard of the Korean beauty standard that these agencies created, if you don't do it, you will be bullied. You will not be accepted. You will even be blacklisted from the entertainment as a whole. Now, is that the kind of things that, as a feminist, is that the kind of things that we want to promote? Is that the kind of thing that we want to support? No, of course not. What we want is that we want these artists to be treated equally as like other laborers, as like other human beings, or even. And therefore, and also lastly, we are going to talk about how these artists are objectified. It's no secret that these Korean artists are often objectified. Like, for example, if if some a member of BTS posted their picture, let's say Jungkook posted their picture on Instagram, and then a lot of people will objectify them as in like saying, oh my god, he's so hot. It makes my it makes my rahim anget, or so on and so forth. And these kind of things are are the things that we want to what we want to stop from happening. And that's why we are proud to oppose the K-pop industry. Thank you.
Okay, I'm going. Wait. I'm going to start my speech in 3, 2, 1. I have two agenda that I'm going to do here. Firstly, comparing CG, two agenda most likely. Comparing CG to OO, and then comparing CG to AO, and lastly a little bit extensions if it's not integrated, but most likely it will be integrated, right? First agenda then, comparing CG to OO. OO point most likely in general is that they think that everyone is diverse, which is correct, and they want the industry, if the K-pop industry to be diverse, you can just simply join it, because that's how you need to do, right? You need the representations and you just join it. But unfortunately, on the ground, it's not that easy to join a K-pop industry more specifically. Why is that so? You have to either be very good looking to attract the agency in of itself, or at the very least, if you're not good looking, you still need to be extremely talented. But even if there are some peoples or artists that are very talented, it's still not enough if they are not catering and pandering towards this the beauty standard that are existing in the K-pop industry. For example, we used to have Shannon Williams, whose voice is very similar to IU, who is so talented, but still not being likable in the industry in of itself, because she doesn't look like Korean. She looks like she has a Western face, because her father is a Western. Why we believe that K-pop industry is the most problematic one in here, right? Because we believe that seeing how the trend is rising, seeing how the other industries such as the Western industry and so on and so forth, they are trying to shifting the standards. They are trying to have a diverse individuals. Seeing how Victoria's Secret models are now being diverse, not only good-looking, skinny, tall, white girl, but also some Indian women also and Priyanka Chopra Jonas is also following the pigeon, or being part of the models in of itself. That is why we believe that the K-pop industry itself is the one that should be aggressively opposed, because it's not, they haven't felt the woke of the issues in of itself, right? Oh, CG is the only team that give a better solutions to, beside all the teams, because we are, as a fact, we think that the feminist movement should give a kind of make a kind of open online petitions towards the Korea Blue House. Therefore, this Blue House can make a kind of rule or regulations for the agency to follow. Therefore, there will no other 20 hours in a day working, seeing, considering we know that the fact that the training system and also the working in the industry is very harmful to begin with, right? Since the feminist movement of the South is not talking about whether or not, well, we're not talking specifically towards the woman. We talk about all genders and also all the equalities towards all people. Moreover, if it's talking about the human rights of the people and of itself, women in the industry itself, they are forced to have a kind of extreme diet, which is why many girl group members fainted during the stage, because they have this diet, and they still need to look good because of the standard that are being proposed in the industry in of itself. Men might still, you might say that it's still okay for the men to eat more, but they are also asked to work out hard, because the standard of having a great built body, those are the things that are existed on the status quo, right? Several things that I want to respond towards OO. Firstly, on why they think that opposing doesn't really matter, saying how the industry in itself is shifting and so on and so forth. Like people are thinking the boy band member are being gender neutral because they wear makeup, so on and so forth. But here's the thing, though, it means that these men are still pandering towards the beauty standards. You have to good looking and so on and so forth. They cannot just go to a stage and be having a bare face and so on and so forth, right? It's just they are not allowed to do so. They can, or at the very least, they cannot still open to what kind of gender. They cannot still open to express whatever they wanted to be, right? Even if the status quo, we have Jokon, who is wearing high heels wherever he wants, but is still he's just the only one. There is lack of another people who are who are allowed openly to express themselves whatever they wanted, right? Oppositions also say that how it will later on affect another sectors like economics, so on and so forth. But I don't think that it's really the agenda of feminist movement of itself, right? We believe that the moment that we have this kind of equality, it's like the moment that we have a better economic for everyone. That's what we believe, that even if even if you might say the demands and so on and so forth might happen on your side, I think the demand on us will be much better from the society in of itself, right? Why that so? Because I believe that we believe that the moment that people oppose, protest, criticize, and also make a kind of petitions towards the agency, for instance, also like what our mechanisms toward the Blue House, therefore it will change the regulations, so on and so forth. It will slowly shifting the nuance and also how the industry in of itself will work. That is what also happening towards SM Entertainment, that is slowly shifting to care for the mental health services, considering they have prior to artists that have suicide because of this mental health problem. Like, imagine if the demand from fans or also from the feminist movement is that big of deal, that it will change the whole system or agency. It will change how the society will see the industry at the end of the day, right? We believe that the demand that we have is going to be better. The demand, the pressure that we give towards the agency will be better on for the artist in of itself, right? The artists in here are also the victims of the standard that are being pressured in the industry in of itself, right? Or even if the big agencies right now, they still have a good looking and pandering towards the standard in of itself. Like what makes us different from opening governments? Then we are the only team that is talking more likely not only the standard itself, we also talks about how this industry, the training system is working, and we give you a better solution. Proud to propose.